Spy. She was brilliant, erratic, cursed, an anti-personnel mine in human form. Her friends called her Herschel, but for her controllers, she was Cascade.
Your name and your cryptonym. A dead limb twitches.
The abandoning kind. One by one, she watched her friends go out like distant lights. Portofino 91, the whole sick crew, a disaster untold, the black page in the official records.
The memory hums, an exposed wire.
None at all. Yet here we are, standing over the smashed and leaking world. She was recalled. They put her in the freezer. Forever, most thought. Even in those dark days, there were whispers among the lower sub-levels, where they keep the true believers. Don't count Cascade out. 5 years passed. A little more of the world leaked out of itself. Cascade's controllers ordered her back to Portofino. Because I asked them to. There's a new assignment, Cascade. I was supposed to give you the brief. Right here, in an armchair in a safe house above a 24-hour photo shop in the city-state of Portofino. No one special, just an arm-like sac of cytoplasm, a special move unique to single-cell organisms. But before that, I was like you, a spy for the People's Republics, one of the varieties of mankind. This is a dangerous place, Cascade. I should never have come. I got caught with my pants down. On the plus side, I no longer have to worry about independent thought or movement.
This was the human game, and he played it poorly. Time to give up his seat.
Don't blame yourself, operant. Whatever happens has already happened.
Splayed on the chair before you is a man, approximately mid-30s. His chest rises and falls in steady rhythm as he stares beyond you, unblinking. Alive, yet not alive. A pair of headphones have slipped partway off his head, connected to a stereo system beside him. No response. His eyes are still fixed glassily on the ceiling. The pupils quiver like a failing heartbeat. Cream paint, peeling slightly. A small room in a city past its prime. Nothing to suggest why the man is so interested in it. You get no response, no flinch, no twitch. As you stare down at him, the man begins to draw. There is no smell of alcohol, nor any open containers, no drug paraphernalia either. Just a loose cord trailing to the stereo system. Like a cosmonaut's safety tether. Stiff collared shirt, a snug brown jacket, and nothing below the waist but a pair of red briefs. And to think, your superiors expected you both to share this enclosed space with tendencies like this. Horn-rimmed glasses, impeccably dialectical. more commonly found on book sleeve portraits of men decades his senior. You leave him exactly as you found him. For the best, this husk could well be cursed. Your fingers detect a low, steady hum where jaw meets neck. Elevated, but not critical. When in theatre, an operant must always prepare to be assassinated. Of course, it is better not to be killed. The man's eyes glisten. Bright red veins blossom around their edges. However he ended up like this, the result is the same. Operant down. Clipped to the inside flap of his jacket, you find a laminated badge, emblazoned with the crest of the Import-Export Bureau of the People's Republic of Kohila. The name reads Esteman T. Below that, a title, Imports Lead. Sock Merchant, one of the opera's most battle-tested covers. That's what the badge says. This is only a cover, but such phantoms often mimic the Operant Bureau's actual hierarchies. Notably absent is an actual phone number. Into your pocket it goes. Not even a flicker of a response. The people's spy cannot be caught shirking. time to escalate. Your double has deserted the track before the starting gun. Will you stand for it? Pathetic. The man's breath gargles softly in his throat as you yank him upwards. He is heavier than... A pair of men's trousers are hung delicately over the shower rail. If Pseudopod's pants were attempting to flee the scene, they did not make it very far. The front and back pockets are completely empty, except for a few pieces of lint. Your hoist-in must have compressed his lungs somehow, unless... Brown, shapeless, they are utterly unremarkable. One of the many mysteries concerning men's trousers. He was trying to smooth out creases with shower steam. You pick up the phone. The handset vibrates in your palm. Before you even finish speaking the word, The device connected to your phone base splits it into 256,000 encrypted fragments. The magic box, one of the proudest achievements of the Opera's Technical Services Office. Half a world away, a familiar voice splits into a corresponding number of fragments before coalescing again by your ear.
Please tell me you have good news.
The voice of authority, otherwise known as your controller.
Operant, you made it. Your voice hasn't changed.
Her voice is just as you remember.
We'll get to catch-ups later. Put pseudopod on the line.
You glance over at the man in the chair. A snail's trail of dried saliva glints on the side of his chin. You feel your mind starting to spin up. 5,000 revolutions per minute. For a moment, no one says anything. There's no sound at all, save for the blood in your ear and the electrostatic hum of the ultra-long distance connection.
Has he been zeroed out?
Meaning eliminated, killed, rendered inoperant. The language of distance, a measure of cotton to muffle the fear.
So what? Your cover was meant to be sock importers. Okay, that is strange, but I don't see what it's got to do with his condition. Method espionage? Is that some sort of joke? I'll ask one more time. Is your double zeroed out?
You must speak the word. She cannot make the determination herself. Once you say it, there's no going back. The momentum of events will overtake you.
Right. I wonder which it is. Have our enemies blown us up already? Or is this just another day at the basement massage parlor of spy services? Fucking hell. The Opera's going to hang me by the toes. For you, it's back to Satellite Facility B.
AKA the freezer, where the old, useless, and discredited are consigned until they're dismissed or die of despair. The freezer, shiver, resist.
Is that your way of telling me to fuck off? You haven't even got the assignment. Listen to me. This assignment is over, effective immediately. The woman in the photo shop downstairs, Constance, she's one of ours. Let her deal with pseudopod.
Middle-aged woman, dark hair behind the counter. You exchanged a few words when she gave you the key.
As for you, we need to get you on the next aerotram out of the city.
Already your mind is settling back into familiar grooves. Old mechanisms slide and click into position. That numberless phone line may be worth investigating. Perhaps the room contains other leads as well. They won't be expecting you back in the People's Republics for several days. Plenty of time for some self-directed espionage. You've been out of action for 5 years. The Opera wouldn't rush sending you back in theatre. Unless... half a moment's hesitation. Then...
Where'd you get that idea?
not a denial. Proceed.
A highly original thesis, also completely irrelevant now. There should still be flights departing for Superblock territory tonight. Make sure you're on one of them. It was no one, a ghost in the wire. The assignment's over. Get on the next tram. If what you're saying is true, enemies abound. Don't get yourself zeroed out.
A click, and the line goes dead.
Easy, lady. I just want to develop some photographs. I'm not trying to take your innocence. You have a wild imagination. A little photo should not count as a crime. It's not like... Whoa. Caught in a pincer by the art police. Not a good day for pursuing my interests. What? What a full spectrum question. Perhaps you've been huffing photochemicals with this confused woman. Very well. Photo 24 can have this round. Thank you for this extreme stress I'll now carry through my day.
It's that little amber light. It means out of order, and I haven't been able to get it to green, meaning in order.
Just looking at that thing causes you to take psychic damage. Best stay away.
pseudopod assured me this machine was a vital tool of communication, as precious to our work as the magic box we installed on your room phone. I'm telling you now, operant, that's what's happening here. You've received all sorts of technical training, I presume. I would think getting a little light to turn green should be well within your powers.
A dread beast humming with dormant power. A handless scribe. It just needs to be soothed.
I certainly don't. It looks rather flirtatious. Seedy business attracts itself. You might try one of the bars along Party Alley. I don't presume to know the inner workings of the opera, but I have to think I could be better utilized. Of course, I'm happy with the tasks I've been assigned thus far. Keeping a safe house is a major responsibility, but I have other skills, you know. Chemistry, for one. I have an entire photo lab back here with access to all kinds of toxic chemicals and powders. And yet I doubt anyone would suspect a woman like me of, say, poisoning someone. If the assignment required it.
This is a woman who's planned countless perfect murders in her idle hours.
I'm not saying I hope it comes to that, just if it does. much better, thank you.
Finally, someone with courtesy. Do you know when the 9 is coming?
A handsome man shifts in place, glancing over his shoulder toward the tram lines. Suitcase.
Strange. I thought I saw you get off that very tram just a few hours ago. No, I suppose not. In any case, you're out of luck. There won't be another for several hours yet. I'm waiting on the 9. I was told it was having some problems. But it's supposed to be in service any day now.
An exotic air about this man. Difficult to place. And exceptionally handsome. The suit he's wearing hasn't been changed in days.
I was told it's supposed to be in service any day now. That was a week ago.
Enough time to grow accustomed to new surroundings and start noticing things.
I would appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be here in the meantime, waiting.
The fire exit stands conspicuously ajar. Someone has wedged it open with a ball. Wrong. Ball wants to play, not wedge. A hallway. It's just a fire exit. A fine place to hide in a moment of crisis. Marked and remembered. No, it's a trap. Must be destroyed. You emerge into the dark insides of a deceased mechanical beast. The only light comes from above a set of steel stairs, which you alight carefully, gripping the...
Excuse me. Can you take a look at this? Have you seen him before? Have you? Mi viejo, my dad. He's been missing a few days. Right, I should have started with that, I guess. His name's Krantz. He probably just started walking and got lost. Old people do that kind of thing. He's kind of forgetful sometimes. Not a lot, but I'm just worried. I told him watching too much TV was making him crazy. After Dad retired, his friend Gilmar turned him onto this show, the reality situation. They were obsessed, had them convinced they were truth detectives. And it's just a guy with a paper bag on his head rambling about invisible aircraft carriers and iodine-deficient children. Dad and Gilmar were always following up on leads and calling into the show. Felt like Bagman was encouraging them, you know? That's what I was scared of. Look, this is kind of embarrassing. My dad developed this insane theory about the payphone to the western exit of the bazaar. Dad thought certain words said into the right phone gets you attention from the wrong people. He was convinced Emter was behind it all. They seem pretty random. Cousins, moon, reunion. His friend Gilmar called him from that phone after he'd spent the night following around some Emter guys. They were both big into the conspiracy stuff. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. Yeah. He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing. A couple days ago, he stopped by the stall to bring me lunch. Then he said he was going to make a call. I wasn't nervous at first. I figured there was no risk of anything actually happening. And then he didn't come home. Yeah. It's just crazy old man shit. He probably just wandered off. Yeah, thanks for humoring me. Don't pay too much attention to it. He'll probably turn up any day now. You could keep an eye out for him, maybe? I just want to know if he's okay. Anyway, you want a wig? I hear they make you fun at parties. Yeah, they're right there. Take a look. Must be some party you're going to. You need anything else? Thanks for stopping by.
Off-brand drivers, cheap plastic housing. Mass-produced excrement. These animals pleasure themselves in it. Collectors, art students, tourists, tote bag owners, the whole dim herd. You see this? Each one guaranteed for 10,000 replays. Obscene. I'm talking about cultural ephemera. Speciality. Burden. As you can see, I spend my days backed into a corner, hopelessly outnumbered by the dead-eyed horde.
dreaming of format-assisted auto-annihilation.
Stars have mercy.
Each single velo disc represents a single cell of Stage 5 culture. Synthetic brain cancer. A fledgling device, yes, but make no mistake. They've perfected the technology with these newer formats. Sleeker, quicker to go obsolete. Because the dim herd pays top sol for this dreck, of course. Making an ethical living impossible feat these days. Oh yes, they sound nice. Why don't you chisel those words into... Go ahead, browse away. My name's Petre. If you need anything, I'll be here, lamenting what's left of the culture. Missing? Is he? I'm not surprised. That fool and his friend would wander into the jaws of a lion if they were told to. That TV show. Idiot with a bag on his head, your regular stop for hysterical lies, paranoia. Every night at 9 p.m. The old fool was always regurgitating whatever he had heard on there the next day. It's no wonder it eventually led him into trouble.
The vendor's eyes narrow behind his orange lenses.
This is a media store, not the missing persons division. Bother one of the GMs with questions like that. I try. So most of humanity fades into an indistinguishable morass of banality. This colleague, what does he look like? The sock boy. Dialectical-looking glasses, air of advanced virginity.
Back in photo 24, your would-be double gurgles his ascent.
Yes, he came by here. Little communist lost, adrift among the many wonders of the free market. He was dreaming big, I'll give him that. Also dreaming moronic. Your dialectical friend mistook himself for some sort of big money businessman. He wanted the bazaar to import superblock hosiery. Socks to start with, but there was talk of cotton tights, even stockings if the venture took off. Of course not. I don't sell socks. So is he all right, your man? Or what? He's probably neck-deep in drug-lathered prostitutes, lobotomized by the latest in electro-pop dreck. Wonders of the developed world. I'll be blunt. Are you with a weeping eye? Because they've been especially active here recently. Usually they just let things slide. All the Lucian merchandise, good for everyone. But these days, they're staring right at us, unblinking. If you ever expand to ears, let me know. My point is, your colleague was asking questions. Now, something's obviously happened, and here you are, also asking questions. Given the current climate, no one wants to answer these questions, least of all, me. I'll tell you what I told your sock friend. Speak to the boatman down by the West Docks. He's the one who knows the underground goings-on around here. We're just the vendors. The cool one. Excessive sunglasses. Relaxed aura, likely on a boat. No way of confusing him. Wonderful. Now for all our sakes, please say no more. If you want to talk media formats, I'm your man. Maybe not. The bazaar is closing up soon. Another day, another cultural molestation.
The man gives no indication of registering your presence as you approach. His mirrored sunglasses are turned upwards. We'll have a talk with the vendors later today. A firm one. The man doesn't react or turn as you approach, your feet echoing off the high metal.
I saw you by that fire exit. You even went in. Pardon me, but you left the door open. It's been maddening to watch. It's a flagrant disregard for safety. It's made it quite hard to enjoy the view. If you get the chance, that'd be greatly appreciated. Still, you've come a long way. Fortunately, the view just about compensates. I'm being punished. My employer has placed me in an impossible position. I'm a safety inspector, watching the lines. As you might have noticed, this pylon is under construction, technically. It's my role to ensure the lines and pylons are all built according to code. And this line, Line 9, will never be finished. Where to start? This pylon's angle deviated more than expected as the concrete set. Hazardous near water. Shouldn't have skimped on materials. Then there are the clearance issues. The party alley rooftops are higher than the building department's official records. I could falsify my reports and declare Line 9 safe for construction anyway, or I could quit. Either way, the company can't lose. Such a thought would never even occur to me, or any safety inspector, really. Fortunately, this spot lends itself to reflection. Contemplating my punishment helped me see how to live with it. Perhaps that's why you are drawn to this great height too. But you know, the view's not mine, just in case. And that fire exit door, still open.
Terror to most, but for those with a taste for it, this is the kind of sound that vibes with their darkened soul.
A friend of yours? Oh. Quite a formal-looking man, yes? He was here just the other day. He had a conversation with the music vendor over there. It did not seem pleasant. I couldn't say. A lot of people come through here. I didn't pay particular attention to him. You're welcome.
The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. Rust speckles your fingertips. A system compromised at the subatomic level. You push the gate. The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. We're gonna need tools for this one. You take the chain between the beak of your tool and push. Muscles tense, the chain resists, trembles, and collapses in a jangling heap at your feet. The metal creaks and gives way. The chain lies bleeding out on the cobblestones. In another life, it would have been a serpent.
Carmuna saw you scaling that pylon, speaking to the creep at its top. He's been spying on us all, day in, day out. Carmuna will not take comfort in that. Here. Some comfort in return. Oh yes, a bastardo. It's him turned the bazaar into the bootleg bazaar, drawing Lusians, irritating the local mob. It's all men fighting, while Carmuna sits. Haven't seen him or his assy assistant assing around for a while. They're probably shacked up somewhere, making the angels sick. Carmuna doesn't keep track of assy names. Who cares? He's not been himself. You know, he used to drink. Then he stopped. Perhaps he slid back into the bottle without Carmuna noticing. Every day he was at the shrine by the west gate, offering and praying. What business has a man like that with the stars? One word is enough. Bastardo. Humoring an old woman, doing your good deed for the day, buffing up your soul. Is that so? Well, listen. It started with the fire in a silk numero 3. Half the city worked for that company, and all of us suddenly out of work. It was very difficult times. But at first it was exciting. The whole city came to watch it burn. We drank, we sobbed. I danced with a soldier boy, who I had no intention of marrying. He's dead now.
Shining with a film of sweat in the orange glow, the lovers twirl and stomp. Cheers, singing, the thrill of the crowd. Ash rains on trash can drums.
The flames subsided, and we waited like refugees around the cooling break for management to return, rebuild. They never did, so we began to search the ruins, see what we could salvage. Yes, we loaded it up on the cargo boats as if it were dye. The dock workers found buyers, which turned them into smugglers. This area has been a market ever since, even though the contents are changing like the leaves. Clothes are a lot easier to handle than machinery. Puh. They probably did it themselves for the insurance. Or some poor dye girl finally had a nervous break. Who knows? Carmuna has nothing but time. But none for that mystery anymore. He was never mine, just borrowed him from another. And I don't know, Menina. Drink, work, hard living. We lead difficult lives. We expire. Yes. Yes, just a little hussing in Carmuna's youth. You are most welcome. Very good. Afraid no, Menina. That poor girl. Take a look through the rack to my left. No lice, no rips, no patches.
When she points to the rack, you notice that her fingers are several shades too dark, as if stained with ink.
Stains from my days in the dye factory. Carmuna was one of the first and the last workers on the line before it burned down. All the old girls have them. They'll outlast my hands. I was here when they first opened the factory, dipping our arms into the scalding vats, dead worms floating on the surface, chemical smell rising up. I was here when the first girl developed a twitch.
Neurological affliction from the oxychromes in the dye. Progressive. Irreversible.
I was still here when the manager announced that El Circo Numero 3 was closing down because of market trains. I was here when the fire alarm started ringing too. Now ask me, was I here when the first stalls sprouted from the scorched concrete? And I'll say I was. And here I'll stay until the whole city slides into the sea.
On the TV, a giant wolf-like creature stands up on its hind legs and howls. Its fur dangerous, mythical, electrifying. No one. Suddenly, the beast roars and light floods the screen. It's followed by a wet, pulpous sound. An acceptable mimicry of a skull liquefying under extreme thermal stress. LED lights are distributed evenly along the blade. Durable PVC hilt with textured grip. Impressive armament. It's been years since you interacted with children, so a reminder. Be nice. Be normal. Doing well enough so far. Brains lie, guts don't. So you heard. Perhaps they can confirm the woman's story. The vendor's concern is genuine then. An echo of your former asset, clapping his hands together, urging dock workers to pick up the pace. The children ignore you, entranced by the... The fire exit remains ajar, ball wedged into the crack. You raise your hand to wave at the engineer on his pylon. He waves back. It's a pelota, the local variation of handball. Pelota are not designed for use as doorstops. Someone has elevated this ball to contraption status. It's just a ball in a door. You open the door and climb the spotlit stairs once again. The fire exit remains ajar, ball wedged into the crack. You pocket the ball and close the fire door firmly.
You again. Any updates on the 9? But how can that be? A gentleman from the Carabineros said it would be in service any day now.
A handsome foreigner. The Carabineros were playing a trick on him.
You'd think with all the MTER money this place has gotten, they'd have fixed their aerotrams. What am I supposed to do now? I did see a man like that some days ago, I think. Near the bazaar, in fact.
Oh, sleeping brother.
You're welcome. There used to be a more direct route via Havergelie, but the border has been closed since it was re-annexed by La Luz.
The Luz, once a powerful empire, now reconstituted as a modern techno-fascist state. The rising military and cultural power of the day. Luz, techno-fascists, enemy.
It's not so easy to get around as it used to be, you know. I was simply passing through on my way back home to Sundark. I had been working in Copablanco, but the work dried up.
His eyes dart ever so slightly.
That was more than a week ago, and, well, here I am.
Despite his predicament, he's kept up with hygiene. His beard is shaved, his nails well manicured.
I'm a political economist by training.
It must be said, this is the most handsome political economist you've ever encountered. Something about his jawline makes you overly aware of your skin, your posture, your right nipple hardens.
Well, not in so many words. How to put this? You're surely familiar with the concept. A somewhat rich, older lady wants a nice exotic husband without the lifelong commitment, yes? Meanwhile, a clean, well-behaved man from the periphery wants to see the world but lacks the necessary capital. The woman pays for his relocation and gains a valuable commodity. A high-quality Sunnis husband. A man by mail, a direct order dick. There are many names for it, some more vulgar than others. I offer companionship and a fair trade. If you consider it as a set of transactions, love's really no more than an economic problem. I will tell you, madame, it was the lapdogs. All 6 of them. My betrothed. She wanted them to watch our lovemaking, my cleaning and housework, my lectures on recent advances in microfinance. Wherever I turned, there was a creature the size of a throw pillow, its black, wet eyes staring at me.
Watching, trembling from invisible afflictions.
At one moment, I wondered whether I was there for her pleasure or theirs. That's when I realized I need to escape Copablanco as soon as possible. Back to Zunzak, very far from here. Maybe I'll go to work for my brother, or maybe I'll sign up for a term on the lunar mines. Really, I just want to escape the developed world.
Being sent to organize among the lunar cadmium miners is a common punishment for political offenses in the People's Republics. The man turns back to his suitcases. You keep walking. You hear laughter and music ahead. You can still make out the lower half of the words "Silk Free" sticking out on the brick beneath. The old factory is mangy with past identities, an archaeological record of Portoferan turf war. It has been many things over its lifetime. For now, it is a black market brimming with foreign imports. The silk factory was once the pride and lifeblood of Portofero. Whoever occupies it occupies the city's soul. A low, tilting shelf marked in heavy block letters. Various sections are separated by narrow plastic dividers, each one labeled with the same neat script. You turn your attention away from the shelf.
Oh, it's you. Oh, yeah, he came by. Nice man. Talked a lot about socks. He was, normal. Pretty forgettable, if I'm honest. I told him, unless your socks are mismatched and neon-colored, I'm not much use to you. Not really. Wandered off into the bazaar. What do you mean, something's happened? Did he use the phone? Oh, well, at least you have that. Sorry. Yeah, I was kind of distracted when he showed up. Why? Really? You're not going to try to make a call or anything, right? Okay. It's the phone by the western entrance to the bazaar. Thanks for stopping by.
A cosmonaut suit. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours, 77. 5,000 soul. No wonder it's still here. People with that kind of money don't shop in the bazaar. If it is, then it's one of the few things for sale here that isn't a knockoff loose. A classroom with a buffed blue floor and white fiberboard tiling. The teacher rolls a square little television in on a cart. The girls in their final year of gymnasium gather round. The camera follows the white column up, and then it jerks or cuts out. When the picture returns, there's just a white cloud sprouting new white limbs. The rocket nowhere to be seen. For a long moment, none of the students can tell what's happening. Then, one by one, they realize. A faulty seal, a minor propellant leak. Next thing you know, 4 cosmonauts are splattered across the face of God. You and millions of school children the world over. Expensive, fruitless. The program's failure promptly tanks the Portaferan economy. Supreme Leader Nestor flees into his second exile not long after. As for the bazaar, it's saturated with surplus equipment, memorabilia, and replicas. This suit is most likely the latter. In a world full of them. Your focus widens back to the bazaar. The steel door to Tempo's office is before you. Faint oxidation halos bloom across it, like algae on a sunken wreck. No response. No answer. Silence. Silence from the other side. Below you, the social static of the bazaar muffled by distance. You get no answer, no twitch or shuffle behind the metal. But you get an impression of the room, a vibration, somewhere between crime scene and radioactive accident. It's a standard lock, pickable by the right hands. The right hands would be holding tools for lock picking. A brief tremor runs through the metal, but it doesn't budge. Humans dominate doors every day. Hurl this one back down the pecking order. Stop. Don't enter. Don't break this seal. This doesn't have to be yours. You step back from the door. The Guardia Municipal officer is intensely scratching at his neck as you approach. A tinge of affection. The largest corporate entity in Portofino, a monopoly over the city's telecommunications. Their logo is a cheerful dolphin. Hard to argue with a non-existent point. But not dead, he reckons, by the way his face curdles. That's a lot of skepticism around reported and disappeared. As a member of the Guardia Municipal, it's unlikely he can openly talk about a bootlegger. No part of him is even trying to actually pretend. An absurd reality demands an absurd performance to match. A smeared pattern with streaked edges. You can rule out natural irritants. Common bore deterrents. Loud noises and strong smells, such as predator urine, placed in strategic locations. The way he intones the word mother suggests a primitive monotheist before an image of a graven god. As you step away, the GM returns to scratching his inflamed. The storefront is closed firm with a metal shutter. Plant like Carl was here. M plus Y. Huh. Unstoppable trade forever. Marito is a dog rapist. You lift the shutter gently. It resists. Locked. You turn away from the storefront. Canned beverages are lined up like brightly coloured soldiers, neatly regimented behind coiled springs. The refreshments remain door. Aren't he going on trips to Laloux? Must be a high flyer, rare in Portofino. Notice that the broadcast is in Mercian, not Lusian, dubbed for a foreign audience. Troubling, especially if Lusian cultural exports are what they primarily consume. Following the kid's line of sight, you land on Petre, who stands at the front of his stall obsessively cleaning a desk. Ridiculous. These wobbling open chassis abominations can barely function on solid ground. Some Portoferans refer to Lusians as strange cousins, a nod to this island's colonial past. Certainly not part of Laloux. It's a wealthy state in the developed world, known for its bogs and poets. A mere 4-hour flight, but there are no commercial flights between Portofino and the Illuminated Empire. Neither sounds terribly enticing. Let's be logical. Whoever needs it more, you, obviously, should have it. Why would you take this from him? He clearly treasures the toy. It's simple. Tell them your story, but tell it in a language they can believe in. Slowly, with great care, the boy lifts up his sword and hands it to you. The children ignore you, entranced by the television.
Oh, it's you. Oh yeah, she's cool. Intimidating too, despite the size. We hang out sometimes in the back of the stall. She's been good about this thing with my dad. Old soul. What? That's so dangerous. You could have been killed. Or worse.
Behind her concern, a note of admiration and a small shred of hope.
Maybe you're right. But for the record, I don't expect you to help me like this. And if you want to give up, you can at any time. Thank you. Okay, look, I think I know why you didn't get snatched. Mi viejo mentioned something like that. Gilmar had been snooping around the waterlock to the east of the bazaar when he got snatched. That might be the missing bit. No idea. I think Dad looked around there himself, but before he could tell me what he found, he was...
Gone.
Just don't get hurt. And please, please come back. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello, again.
The man turns back to his... A vertical safari of stuffed animals, all loose stitching and cheap fabric, with none watch you depart.
Oh, it's you. Western entrance to the bazaar. Behind you. Thanks for stopping by.
The smuggler inclines his head in silent recognition. It must be slain. A jolt of fear snaps through you, but you manage to not let it show. The fire door is still tightly closed. The door sits flush inside its frame.